This morning we're going to be talking with Jenny, a student school nurse, about preparing your child for school. What do you think parents and children are thinking about at this time, Jenny?
Good morning. So it's a moment of change, whether your child is going to primary school or secondary school, maybe an emotional time for the parent and their child. Your child is becoming increasingly independent, and as a parent, you may no longer know what your child is doing all the time. Talking and making time to share worries, be open and listen. Keep an eye on your child. They may be stressed or anxious. It's important to observe them for signs of anxiety. You may notice that they're not sleeping as well or becoming quieter than usual. Listen to your child to hear if they've got any concerns or worries. Remember what it was like for you in those big moments of transition.
What are your top tips for helping your child cope with this big change?
That's a really good question. Need to think about household routine. What time has everyone got to get up at? What time does school start at? Making sure you have enough time for breakfast before school. Practice going to school. Can you walk? Can you cycle? Be positive and enthusiastic about fun things that will happen at school, such as making friends and learning new things. Anxiety is often caused by the fear of the unknown. Talk about what's going to be different. Use books. They often have nice pictures and stories about school. Schools have photos on their websites on how schools will be set up. This is especially important in the time of social distancing.
And what practical advice would you also give?
Again, routine is really important, such as sleep, regular exercise and meal times. If your child is not getting enough sleep, this will affect their enjoyment of school and their learning. A good sleep routine is important. The NHS Choice section on healthy sleep gives top tips on how to establish a good routine and the number of hours sleep that your child needs for their age. Also have a chat about meal times. Will they be having a packed lunch or a school lunch? If they're having a packed lunch, you can talk about ideas about what will be in it. Maybe you can practice one on a picnic so they get used to having a lunchbox, opening packaging such as yogurt and peeling fruit. Encourage your child to drink lots of water. Staying hydrated is really important, as dehydration can affect their learning. Making sure they have a water bottle they can use and they like. It's important for your child's independence with dressing themselves, getting to the toilet and washing their hands.
What about medical conditions or children with medical conditions?
Again, really important to think about this. If your child has asthma, epilepsy, or mild or severe allergies, use this time to ensure that if you need to get their medications reviewed and ensure they have extra spare supplies for schools. Schools will have care plans to manage medical conditions.
What about tips for secondary school, Jenny?
Timetable. That's going to be different. Children in secondary school are going to have timetables. They're going to be moving around a bigger school. They need to learn to get organised, practice getting their belongings together and equipment, preparing for lessons. It's important at this stage to think about building problem-solving skills. Don't always try and solve the problems for them. Think about your child's use of electronic devices and phones. It's a good time to start setting the rules and boundaries around usage. Decide things like, are they going to be allowed to have them in bedrooms at night time, or will they be using an alarm, or will they use a different alarm clock, which is the current advice.
And is there anywhere online that offers good information about preparing your child?
Yes, BBC Bite Size on getting ready for starting primary and secondary school offer great advice. It's well worth having a look. And remember, be kind to yourself. It will take time for everyone to settle in this transition. Okay?
Thank you very much, Jenny.
You're welcome.